how you can connect these scales together is learning pathways through them. So for example, hey there people, I'm Ryan Wyatt, this is High Point Music. Today's video is all going to be about a better way to pentatonic. Let's get into it. Okay people, so there's going to be two things we talk about today in relation to how you can pentatonic in a better fashion. The first problem I see with a lot of people who learn their pentatonic scales is they don't learn the scale degrees of the notes in that scale. So what I mean by that is, for example, let's take this pentatonic scale here. So a very common scale which a lot of people start out learning, okay? So in A minor, we've got it here. What we're going to do is take this first note. This is an A. So what I mean by scale degrees is how does this note relate to the minor scale in which the pentatonic is derived from. So this A is the first degree of the scale. We move up to this note here, which is the C. The C here is the third degree of the scale. When we move to this note, which is the D, that's the fourth degree of the scale. We come up to the E, that's the fifth. The G is the seventh degree, and then the A is back to the first degree of the scale. Now, why is this important? Because what happens is we get really good at using one scale shape, very common in the beginning, okay? And you develop all your licks, okay, and you can use one pattern really, really well. The reason why learning your scale degrees is so important is because when you want to take your playing to another pentatonic pattern, you need to know where the scale degrees that you've been using to pull all your licks are within that pattern. For example, this note here, which is the fourth degree, the D, very, very easy for bending. So just knowing basic things about knowing where that note is in other areas of your fretboard and in other pentatonic shapes is hugely important. Next thing I want to talk about, peeps, is connecting your pentatonic scales in a way which facilitates very, very easy movement and transition. So for example, we've got three pentatonic scales here. This one, this one, okay? How you can connect these scales together is learning pathways through them. So for example, so what I'm using here is going from the bottom here, this pattern which is just using our first and third fingers, and it moves across three scale patterns. So for example, we have another one of these patterns up here. If we're keeping within the key of A, again, it's a very easy pattern under the fingers using your first and third covering three scale patterns. So once you get comfortable using these pathways, you can start to connect a bunch of different patterns together, and also all your little licks and formations that you know how to pull certain sounds from within those patterns. So summing this one up, people, in order to pentatonic better, it's vitally important that you learn your scale degrees so you can take your licks that are working really well for you in one position and learn how to transpose them to other areas of the fretboard. Secondly, people, learning these pathways through multiple pentatonic shapes just allows huge flexibility and simplicity of movement when traversing these patterns. If you have any questions about today's video, people, don't be shy, hit me up in the comment section. I look forward to continuing that conversation with you all there. I'm Ryan Wyatt, this is High Point Music. Enjoy your playing.